Oh, Persona 5. I love this game so much. This game has made such a huge impact on me. Persona 5 is the reason I got into the Persona series. Like, beforehand, I wasn't too big on the series. I knew about it, but I didn't really delve into it too much. I first learned about the series because of my love for fighting games. It started around the time, I was really learning more about other fighting games, and I found out about Persona 4 Arena. I didn't look too much into it, I just knew that there was a Persona fighting game. And when I truly got into it was when BB Tag was announced. I remember seeing the trailer for that, and then all of a sudden I see the main character from Persona. I don't remember when I learned about him, but when I saw Yu Narukami there, I immediately knew who he was. But it was thanks to BB Tag that I wanted to delve more into the series. So I started looking into Persona 4 and 3, and that's where I pretty much started finding out about their stories. But I decided to not look into Persona 5 as I wanted to save that experience for when I actually got the game. I didn't expect to actually buy a Vita to play 4 Golden, and I didn't ever expect to play 3, but look where we're at now. I still have yet to play 3, but I have played 4. But the game left a huge impact on me to the point where I just wanted to start buying all these games. But all these spin-offs that Atlus has been releasing, we had the Dancing series, the Q series, all this other stuff that has been coming out. The spin-off game I've been waiting for Atlus to do with Persona 5 is the fighting game. That's the one I've been waiting for the most, and while Strikers is cool and all, I really want a fighting game with the cast of Persona 5. But I think the question right now that a lot of people have is, will Persona 5 Arena happen? And if it does happen, who will get in? Hey everyone, JVGM98 here. This whole video is just going to be talking about what I would like to see if a Persona 5 Arena game does come to fruition. I do want to mention 2 things. Number 1, I won't be mentioning anything related to Persona 1 or 2, basically because I have no connection to those games and I know nothing of them. And the last things, there will be no spoilers for Persona 5 Strikers, but this video will contain massive spoilers for Persona 5 Royal. Alright, let's get into it. Before we talk about my roster predictions, we gotta talk about how Persona 4 Arena came to be. It started off with Atlus staff member Kazuhisa Wada wanting to expand the Persona series into other genres to gain a wider audience, and how it was shared by then producer Katsura Hashino and character designer Shigenori Sojima. The 3 of them actually shared a love for fighting games, and they wanted to create a fighting game spin-off. The 3 of them then decided to choose Arc System Works, specifically the BlazBlue developers, because of their work ethics and proficiency in developing fighting games. Toshimichi Mori, the producer of BlazBlue, was shocked when Atlus approached them, and were highly motivated to work on the project, especially since the developers were also fans of the Persona series. And so both Arc System Works and Atlus teamed up together with Arc System Works director Takumi Iguchiya to work together to create Persona 4 Arena. But now the question remains, will it happen? I cannot answer that. I really have no clue, and not even Arc System Works knows. As a matter of fact, Arc System Works actually wants to make a new Persona Arena game, specifically of course for Persona 5. However, all this is up to Atlus, so at the end of the day, they're the ones that have the final say on whether or not they would like to participate with Arc System Works and Atlus. Now, what would I like to see from Persona 5 Arena? Well, I want to see Blue Team actually work on this again. Blue Team are the guys who make the BlazBlue games. And the thing is that when it comes to all these other Arc Sys games we've been seeing with Dragon Ball FighterZ, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, it's mainly been Red Team. Blue Team's kind of been dormant or probably helping out with other games. So I would like to see Blue Team get on this and work on the game. As for 2D or 3D, I think we could see either or. I wouldn't mind any one of them, honestly. However, it all depends, because I know when it comes to Arc System Works, seeing the 3D and how they make it look 2D is what people have been really liking as of recently. However, Blue Team has been strictly just 2D. So if they make it 3D, it'll be nice to see, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was just straight up 2D. As for how the fans would react to it, I don't know. I wouldn't mind it, but I know some people will probably be irritated and probably come up and say stuff along the lines of, oh, it doesn't look like how Guilty Gear or Grand Blue Fantasy and all that stuff look like. But at the end of the day, it's all up to Blue Team or Arxis whether or not they want to make it 2D or 3D. And the last thing I'd like to see is that I would like this game story to be canon, but I don't want it to hold the character selection back. A character like Shinjiro, who died in Persona 3, I would like to see him playable in Persona 5 Arena. It doesn't matter whether or not he died in the story, people just want to see characters they like playable, and that's what really matters at the end of the day. So I don't want the story to hold back certain characters from getting added into the game. And speaking of story, now let's talk about what I like to see in the story. So I would like this game to have a focus on Persona 5 and Persona 3. Persona 4 will definitely be there, of course, but since they already had their focus in Persona 4 Arena, I want the story to be more focused on the Persona 5 and 3 cast. Now you may be asking, why Persona 3 cast as well? Well, it's because this is what I want to see from the story, and at the end of the day, this is just my opinion, so it doesn't actually have to happen. So, you know, it is what it is. I think one cool thing I would like the story to do was to be like where everyone's kind of split up doing their own thing. Essentially kind of like doing their own things at the end of each of their games ending. Like for example, Persona 5 Royal, we saw them all split up and go do their own thing. And you know, they all went their separate ways. I would like something where they're kind of forced to meet up again essentially. Something like that would be nice to see. Also, this might be a controversial take, but I would like to see Makoto Yuki return. Now, not everyone's going to be comfortable with this, and I completely understand that, but I would love to see this happen. As we all know, Makoto Yuki's persona is Messiah, and Messiah's role in the Bible is, as you know, Jesus dies, and then he rises again 3 days later, and then he leaves, but he promises that he would return in a cataclysmic event, and that part of Messiah's role has yet to have been fulfilled. So for Makoto Yuki to fulfill Messiah's role, he would have to return back in some kind of cataclysmic event. Alright, so next let's go over the roster of who I would choose to be in the game. So the picture you see on here, I gotta give credit to my boy Crouton, who will also be part of the discussion portion of this video, for making this Persona 5 Arena roster. You the homie, bro. So when it comes to roster size, I went with about 45 characters, but if I was to say how many would be in total, 40 plus. I could see it being 40 plus characters easily, but for this I chose 45. For the UIs, you can see here, I went for something, well, I wanted something more akin to Persona 5 and just wanted to make it look like Persona 5 as a whole, and gave that some love. For gameplay, just keep it like how it was in Persona 4 Arena. I wanted to play exactly the same, where you know, you have the persona, well, there was like cards for how it displayed the persona's HP, and I want that to stay as is, where, you know, if you just constantly use your persona and it gets hit, you lose it out. I want it to stay exactly the same. And I also want to mention that I would also like to see every persona in their second or third tier forms. Specifically second only for the Persona 3 cast, and then third tier for the Persona 4 and 5 cast. I just feel like it needs to happen. It just looks better, like, you know, it's, as I would like to say, the canon, especially with what happened in Royal with you know who, it would just make complete sense. Everyone having their third tier personas would just make complete sense, and it would just look nice overall. Now with that, let's show who I would want to see in the roster. So starting with the Persona 5 cast, I would like to see Ren Amamiya, Ryuji, An, Yusuke, Makoto, Futaba, Haru and Morgana as a duo, Sumire, Akechi, Maruki, Jose, Lavenza, a Caroline and Justine duo, Sophia, and Zenkichi. You'll also notice that there's 3 empty slots there with question marks. That's just because I want to see like at least 3 new characters. It doesn't have to just be 3. It could just be 2 or just 1. But I would like to see some new character, and I'm pretty sure even if they do make a Persona 5 Arena, there will be a new character regardless of the case. Now, some people might not like the idea of Haru and Morgana being separate, but I feel like it should happen given how I was about to say it. But Morgana's size would remind me of Yoda in Soul Calibur 4. And for those of you who do not know about Soul Calibur 4 Yoda, this man was ridiculous. He was top tier and hard to hit, and that's probably why. And I feel like Morgana would definitely be like that. Compared to characters like Lavenza and the Caroline Justine duo I mentioned, they're small, but they're not Morgana small. Like I can see Lavenza and the Caroline Justine duo still being able to get hit. So I just feel like a Haru and Morgana duo would just make sense and would just be nice to see. Also, I want to mention this is why I said I want to see characters with their second or third tier forms of Persona, simply because of Akechi. I would like Persona 5 Royal's ending where Akechi's alive to be canon, so I like him to run around with Hereward. So it wouldn't make sense for him to have Hereward and then say, for example, someone like Ryuji is running around with Captain Kid. Now, I want to address Futaba. With Futaba, she doesn't have a persona that can fight. However, look at someone like Rise. Rise's persona transformed into a persona that can fight. So we can do the same thing for Futaba easily. And I can honestly see her as using gadgets in her movesets. Something like how in her all-out attack, where a bomb drops and it just explodes the enemies. We can have that be part of the moveset, and we can just throw in any other gadgets. But Futaba has so much potential as a playable character, and making her playable would be pretty easy. As of other potential choices for characters in the P5 cast, I didn't want to put her in here, but Sai Nichiba could be one that we can have. However, the thing with Sai is that she doesn't have a persona, but we could just give her one here. The thing is that, you know, it's a hard choice to see if it would happen, so I didn't want to include her, but I wouldn't mind seeing Sai in this game if she awoke into a persona. I think it would be pretty cool. But at the end of the day, that's up to the creators and Atlus if they wanted to have her awaken to a persona at all. Moving on to the Persona 4 cast, we have Yu, Yosuke, Chie, Yukiko, Kanji, Rise, Teddy, Naoto, Margaret, Marie, Adachi, Labris, Shadow Labris, and Sho. I think this is self-explanatory. I don't really think we have anything else to explain here. I will mention here that I would like to see Sho just be one character this time, given with at the end of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, he becomes one with his other self, and he ends up being able to summon his persona without having to, you know, go to his other split personality. As for other character choices, I think I would like to see Nanako. I didn't have her here because, again, similar to Sai, who knows if they want to make her playable, and who knows if they want to give her a persona. But I can tell you one thing, Nanako would be the same age as, I believe, Ken was, around that same age when he started his, in Persona 3. So she'd be around like 11 or 12. So I could see her with a persona. However, at the same time, I also don't see her with one. So again, that's all up to Atlus and Arc System Works if they want to implement that. But another choice I'd like to bring up is, of course, Nanako. Finally, let's move on to the Persona 3 cast. So the Persona 3 casts I've chosen are Makoto, Junpei, Yukari, Akihiko, Mitsuru, Aigis, Fuka, Ken and Koromaru duo, Shinji, Elizabeth, Theodore, Metis, and Kotone. I'm going with Kotone as the name because that's the one that was in Puzzles and Dragons and her only official name she's ever received. So I'm going with that. And as I mentioned earlier, with the whole thing about, whether or not they make it canon with their deaths or not, I want to see Makoto, Yuki, and Shinji playable in this game one way or another. Another thing I want to mention with Fuka is that Fuka doesn't have a persona that can fight. Her persona is a navigator. However, Rise's persona transformed into a fighting one, which allowed her to actually, be playable in Persona 4 Arena. With this in mind, they can do the same thing with Fuka if they wanted to. Have her persona be able to transform into a fighting one and allow her to fight the other teammates here. As for Metis' inclusion, I think it'd be pretty cool to see her. Yeah, and this is where the whole non-canon thing doesn't hold back the roster, because if that's the case, Metis wouldn't even appear at all. But I'd still like to see her in the game alongside Kotone, because we know that Kotone isn't canon. Probably is canon, but it comes from its own different universe. But I would still like to see Kotone be in this game. And with that, now we move on to the discussion portion of this video. And I'll be joined by my friend, as I said earlier, Crouton, and we're just going to talk about what we would like to see for Persona 5 Arena. You ready, bro?
Yes.
Hey, alright, let's do this. Anyways, welcome, Crouton. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty alright, playing them Persona 5 Strikers, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, but we can't talk about that here because we're trying to keep it
spoiler-free.
You're
right. So basically, I
didn't Understandable. Anyways, welcome. Glad you're here. And I actually have 3 questions to ask of you here. 3 little topics here. So I want to ask you the first thing here. What would you like to see for the story of Persona 5 Arena?
Okay, so I know I already talked to you about this, and you were like, bro, this sounds stupid, but
Look, there's
but
no
so
stupid questions, no stupid answers here in the discussion.
Oh, okay, that's cool. But so basically, like, I don't know what I would necessarily expect, but at least bring back Akechi. Come on. Like, in Persona 5 R, he, in the secret ending, we can talk about spoilers.
Yes, you're fine. I literally
Yeah,
saying to be,
I know.
you're good.
But so basically, at the end, Akechi is shown off walking out of the train station or something, and then Joker's like, oh, "Who's that?" And basically, I want a continuation of this. And what I was thinking is, for some weird reason, you know, the people who take care of like, just how can I say this? But basically,
Yeah, the people who are taking care of him or something, you know, the people who arrested him, whatever.
Oh,
Is that what you mean? Or
no, I was actually thinking more about like the metaverse as a whole. But like something
Okay.
happens to the metaverse, Baba Booey goes down, and then like Maruki is just like, yo, you know what? I want to take over the world again.
Okay, wait a minute. You
I
want
wanna
Maruki
make
bad?
I want to make Maruki.
You want
Go
Maruki to
back
be
to
bad
the-
again?
No, I want him to be like you know, after his failure, he's just like, bro, what the hell? You know what? I'm gonna take the world by force. Who knows? I don't know.
I would
I know
think
it sounds like shit. But...
I would think something would happen because we know that Mark has changed. You know, he always wanted the ideal reality for everyone. You
Yeah.
know, one where no one has to deal with pain. But if something was to happen to the metaverse and someone is going to be using it for evil purposes, Mark will 500% come online saying, "All right, stop right here. We're not going to ruin everyone's future."
Yeah, I know. But I just don't know if they were to implement Maruki somehow as a villain, you know, because I mean he wouldn't become a villain. He would more so become a hero.
Yeah, he's not a villain. Like, he was never a villain to begin
No,
with.
he's not a villain, but you know.
He definitely be, if there is a Persona 5 Arena, he'd
An
definitely help. No, he wouldn't be an antagonist. I'd say he'd help out.
No, but I
fanfics.
mean he was an antagonist.
Oh yeah,
not
okay, yeah,
a
he was.
villain.
Yeah.
So I don't know what would happen, to be honest. But all I want is a good story. That's all I'm
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
say.
I did mention in my thing when I was talking about the story briefly that I did want Makoto Yuki back, which was a controversial take by many because some people don't want him back. But I personally myself want him back. But I don't know about you. What do you think?
To me, Makoto Yuki is a character that can come back because, you know, he's Jesus-kun, you know? So,
True.
you know, Jesus is the Messiah. I mean, I don't know much about religion, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
But, you know, Jesus, isn't he like the Messiah or something? And he
Yes.
comes back after 3 days?
Yes, in the Book of
Like-
Revelations, in the Bible, it stated that Jesus will return for everyone. That's where, you know, like a cataclysmic
Yeah.
event will happen, and Jesus will come back for his people, and, you know, that's when peace will
Mm.
truly happen, you know. The Holy Land, essentially, what everyone says.
And so, you know, it's not like a hot take to say that he can't come back. I mean, it's not that it's not a hot
I think the
take,
hot
but
take would be if, like, we bring back Shinji from the dead. I'm like, alright, we gotta stop you right there.
yeah, unless it's like the P3P version.
I mean, you talking about Kotone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she could. I mean, she's just female Makoto Yuki, so she could do the same thing, just in her universe. You know what I mean?
But then, wouldn't that mean that Makoto wouldn't be able to join in? You know,
No, well, that's in her universe. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure.
canonically.
I mean, yeah, exactly. It's like I'm pretty sure if they do make an arena, it'd just be Makoto Yuki, and then maybe Kotone later, and also.
Bro, we're gonna pull an Avengers Endgame on this.
Yes! Bro, on
Okay,
God,
well-
for that. Hey, yo, hey, be hype, bro. It's fan service. People just want to see fan service. You know what I mean? People just be smiling. You know what I mean?
And then Maruki is just like, you should have gone for the head.
Wait a minute. All right, so I guess the next question I have for you is who do you want to see playable in the game?
Everyone.
Oh, okay, cool. So Persona 1, Persona 2, Persona 3.
Oh, okay. Oh wait, what's that?
Whoa, hey, yo, chill. No, for real though, but like, do you have anyone in mind that you want to see specifically in the game, or?
Um, aside from the obvious main characters, you know, like the main group, the one I would like to see, I know it's weird, but I want to see Nanako. I love Nanako. She's adorable.
I do mention in the video that like she is already the age of like where Ken was at when he was in Persona 3, so it wouldn't be odd for her to just awaken to a persona there.
Yeah. And
If
like,
she was that persona, of course.
is there really an age to get a persona?
No, not really. I'm just saying that like if Ken can have a persona at 10 or 11, Nanako can have a persona like at 12, whatever, however old she is.
And probably the other one, like if we were to go for every persona, you know, every persona game, the first one I want to see for Persona 4 would be probably Nanako. I really want I want more adorableness from Nanako.
Understandable.
Persona 5, like probably, I know it sounds stupid, but Sojiro. I want Sojiro, bro.
This is why I'm called boss. I would expect you to say Sai though.
Yeah, Sai 2 can work. I mean, she has experience with the Phantom Thieves,
and
so,
she can,
you know.
and she's like proficient in, I think it was kickboxing or something. I forgot which one she was, but she knows how to fight.
What's the name as her sister, right?
Similar to that.
Yeah, kickboxing.
I forgot what exactly Makoto does, but I know that Sai can use her fists.
And Sojiro, I mean, sure, like, you know, like, sure, the Phantom Thieves, they don't have, you know, they can do some amazing things like acrobatics and shit, but they're just students at the end of the day. So.
Yeah, no, but Sojiro looks a little bit older than just, you know, compared to someone like Zenkichi out here, because Zenkichi is just a young guy and all that stuff, so him being, you know, a Phantom Thief just makes sense. You know, he has the acrobatics to move around. Compared to Sojiro looks like he's already old. They can barely move around already. Probably like 50s.
But it's still just, it'd be funny to have him in.
That'd be hilarious. Yeah, you're right. I get you though. I get you.
As for Persona 3, I don't know.
I mean, Fuka, you could say that because she wasn't even playable because her persona can fight.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't really see Fuka fighting all that much.
Hey, bro, look, no one saw Rise fighting, but here she is beating up people with a microphone.
I mean, you know, Fuka is more like a reserved kind of girl. She doesn't look like she wants to fight all that much, and she's more so protective compared to Rise. Rise can go crazy.
But make Futaba fight though, right? Because we gotta because I want to see Futaba playable. Because like the thing is, same thing, you know, Navi, she can't fight. But here she is in her all-out attack, just throwing a bomb. It's going. Doop. So I'm just saying, like,
Futaba can work. I can see that.
Give her some little gadgets here and there that she can use. Like, I don't know what character archetype that is in fighting games, but it's an archetype where it's not a projectile character where they just throw and zone and they sit in the back, but it's more so one that just have gadgets and wacky combos. I think I would say something like Faust in Guilty Gear. If you see the way he plays, that guy's just wacky.
Yeah, I definitely played Guilty Gear.
Oh, you should go. But anyways,
I've seen some gameplay for Faust, and he looks like a wacky character. He has random aspects, right?
Random aspects, yeah. Like I know at one point he can just randomly just throw a bomb randomly, and it won't detonate. And if you keep it in the combo, you can just blow them up and also continue your combo.
But probably for Futaba, I was kind of expecting her, if she had to, you know, do things, I guess she could hack someone. Kind of like Sombra in Overwatch. I know it's weird. But
Overwatch.
Yeah, Overwatch crazy, bro, in 2021. But anyways, yeah, like, I don't know, get silence personas, I guess, for that.
Okay, but is there anyone else you want to mention you'd like to see playable?
Metis was her name?
Yes, Metis.
Yes.
Metis would be nice to see, honestly.
Girl.
That poor girl. Like, she just disappears at the end of the answer, that's it, bye-bye. But, since I don't care about the canon of who should be playable, just add her in. Like, for me, I mentioned it, just add her in. Do it. Just put her. Like, she'd be fun to play as.
That's the thing with Persona 5 Arena. I don't want it. I mean, it's not that I don't want it to be canon, but it's just that
You don't want the canon
if you
holding
make
back the
things-
characters.
Yeah, basically.
The characters,
Because that's
exactly.
one thing I hate. Wait, what was that thing again? Like, they wanted to do that? Yeah, in BB Tag, for example, they were like, "Hey, we're not gonna put Rise because she would be like."
Rise or
navigating
Teddy, yeah,
something."
because like they would be able to figure
Yeah.
out where they were at in BB Tag, but then they added Teddy later on
story.
as DLC. Yeah, for the
It's
story.
so stupid. Oh.
Yeah, I don't want canon holding character choices back, so I just want to see everyone go at it.
Mm-hmm.
But is that all for characters, or are we good? Right, that you can think
I
about the one.
want. I think his name was Akinari.
Akinari,
Yeah, the confidant.
bro,
I mean,
the social,
Persona
bro.
3.
I'm gonna hit you, bro.
He was my favorite Persona 3 confidant. But
True.
anyways.
But is that all? Like is that all for the obscure characters you like to see besides the norm?
I'm gonna go on a stretch. And go
Stretch.
for French and stretch.
Oh.
Smash together. Probably what's his name? Iwai. Let's go.
Oh, you know what? I can that'd be very interesting. Gundad comes through.
Got that. And for his special, his son comes out. Somehow.
What in the world, bro?
What? You don't remember?
Look. Those don't go crazy like Arxis did, where they went to Atlas and they said they wanted Dojima playable, and Nanako was gonna be his persona. That was a really bad thing. I was like, I'm glad they didn't go through with that.
No.
All right, here. So the final question here is, what would you like changed from Persona 4 Arena Ultimax? Like, this could be any aspect, from the gameplay to how the story was presented, music, whatever. What do you want changed? He has disappeared.
What do you want me to say?
Bro, like, there's multiple things. Like for example, like for cutscenes. I mean, don't you remember how the cutscenes are in the game, where it's just static image
right.
and it's just
Yeah,
portraits, and then they have the random thoughts just thinking. You know what I mean?
Get it off! Get it off!
Yes, exactly.
I
So you're like
hate
me.
that. Same thing for Persona 4 Dancing. They did that thing for Persona 4 Dancing and the dancing games, actually.
Yeah, and let me tell you,
It
like
was
for
so
dancing and arena, you could skip through the internal dialogue stuff where they're just thinking, and you'll
And
realize,
not miss the thing.
yeah, you don't really miss anything at all. It's just like there's no point in it.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see if they ever do end up doing something other than just portraits, because when it comes, I don't know if this will be 2D or 3D. But if this is 2D, we could once again see those portraits in the static image again. But we'll see. You know what I mean? We don't know.
It's not like that really matters. It's not the portrait aspect that bothers me, and static imagery of a background behind. Like, what matters to me is just the thoughts part. I just really don't care what you is saying, because it's
Like you was
just like,
thinking, yeah.
it's really just baby talk. It's like, we just had this happen. Oh no.
Yeah, no, they're just thinking, and then sometimes they'll go like, suddenly, this happened, and all that stuff. Like, he's panicking, he's flushed or something. I don't know. I just found it annoying, the inner thoughts stuff. I would just want that out, if you ask me.
I just kept skipping that. I just didn't care.
All right, I get you. So you definitely want that changed. Is there anything else you'd like changed, or?
When it comes to gameplay, I haven't really had hands-on experiences with Persona 4 Arena, unfortunately, I know. But put Theodore.
Understandable.
I guess, yeah. I forgot to mention that. Put Theodore from fucking Persona 3. I don't know why I didn't put him.
Understandable.
Yeah.
No, I want to see Theodore as well playable. Hey, maybe. You know what I mean? He is canon, so he can just come in whenever he feels like it.
Yeah, because compared to Femc, I forgot her name in Crouton.
Maybe Crouton.
Yeah, compared to Crouton, you can't have Crouton and Makoto Yuki at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking of something like DLC, but they
Canonically,
I just want to see her playable. I just want to see her playable. I want to see Theodore playable. Just do it.
I want to see them all. Put everyone.
So-
Everyone is good.
Exactly. All right, but do you have any final thoughts?
No, not really. Just if you plan on doing it, let me write the story. I'll write a banger.
Oh my goodness. Never mind. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't.
But anyways, where can these people find you at?
Oh, glad you asked. So basically, there's a youtube.com slash VieuxCrouton. Yeah, that's my thing. And then Twitter, Twitch, same things, but for Twitter, there's like an underscore between Vieux and Crouton. It's also in the description below.
And they're all on the screen at this moment.
And y'all should probably subscribe to both channels. And
Alright.
also Abdir.
Oh wow, bro! You gotta throw Abdir under the bus. He's probably not even gonna watch this video, but man, no. Hey, Theo, thanks for being here, man.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Thanks for watching my Persona 5 Arena video. If you liked what you saw, please leave a like, favorite, and share this video around. And make sure you guys subscribe if you want to see more from Persona or other content in general. Well, have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and take care.